Welcome to today's episode, where we dive into a fascinating blend of retro gaming and modern tech. Yes, we're talking about running Doom inside Google Sheets. I mean, who would have thought you could play such a classic game in a spreadsheet? It's definitely unconventional, and that's exactly the kind of innovative spirit we love to explore. So let's unpack this intriguing project. Imagine you're running one of the most iconic first-person shooters, Doom, using nothing more than a Google Sheets document. It sounds almost absurd, but it's true. This project cleverly uses Google Apps Script and JavaScript to render the game frame by changing the colors of spreadsheet cells. Now, the technical magic behind it involves a tool called JS-DOS, which emulates the DOS version of Doom. Basically, what happens is that the HTML file loads Doom, detects changes in the frames, and queues up those updates, all within the confines of your spreadsheet. The result? You get a playable version of Doom, albeit with some quirks, of course. But let's be real for a second. It's not all smooth sailing. There are some known issues with performance, you know? Since Google Sheets is not primarily designed for gaming, when you try to update the cells individually, it can get a bit sluggish. It's a fascinating balance between ingenuity and limitation. And speaking of limitations, the setup process is quite hands-on. You have to manually adjust your spreadsheet's grid to a specific size, 120 columns by 80 rows. It's almost like being a digital architect for your own gaming environment. Plus, there's a catch with the coloring too. Since Google Sheets doesn't support true color rendering, you're working with limited colors. Now let's bring this back to you, our listeners. It's really all about experimenting and pushing boundaries, right? So, what if you were to try something out of the box like this? Maybe you're not a coder, but are fascinated by retro games. How would you approach setting up a game in a platform that isn't built for it? Or perhaps you're someone who enjoys the thrill of discovering unexpected uses for everyday tools. How would you adapt your favorite game to fit into a new space like a spreadsheet? And for those of you curious to see it in action, there's a live demo available. You can actually try Doom on Google Sheets without going through the laborious setup. Imagine the looks on your friends' faces when they see you blasting away at demons while they're stuck at their desks managing data. As we wrap up today's episode, let's reflect on the creativity that stems from such projects. It's a reminder that with a little imagination and some programming know-how, even the most mundane software can become a hub for fun and retro nostalgia. So, what will you invent next? Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe for more conversations on innovation, creativity, and the surprising intersections of technology and play. Until next time, keep dreaming up those wild projects.